in today's video, I'll be discussing how Donald Trump could have potentially doomed the GOP, at least from an electoral standpoint. And just to be clear, I'm not talking policy. I'm not talking how Trump's policies could have made the GOP better or worse. I'm talking purely from an electoral standpoint. Sorry, I just got an email. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna. This video is probably gonna be a lot of me talking and very little visual things, like hardly any visuals. I'm just gonna go lay out the 2020 map just so you guys can see it, and so if I need to show anything on a map, I can. Like I said, not much visual. Most of it's just gonna be me talking. So I am sorry about that. Joe Biden got, what's the other state? He got 306, didn't he? Oh yeah, this is the 2024 map. Okay. Anyways, so how Donald Trump could have potentially doomed the GOP. Now, this is not a done deal. There's a chance that he definitely didn't. I'm just talking about how it's potential. We don't really know until, we've gotten little hints of information about how he could have. But we won't 100% know for certain until the 2022 midterms. So basically what I'm talking about is, in the GOP, Mitch McConnell, I think that this was one of the things that really signified to me that, like, yeah, okay, this he could have legitimately ruined the GOP's chances in the future. Mitch McConnell said that he wanted to purge Trump from the party, which obviously is not good for Trump. It's showing that Mitch McConnell is, while technically the second most powerful Republican after Mike Pence, basically, so like on the technical level, like I said, second behind Mike Pence. But when you look at it, look at what people have been able to do, I would argue that he's the second most powerful, not only Republican, but person in politics, period. But Mitch McConnell doesn't want Trump in the party. But the thing is, this Republican base, I don't want to say every Republican, because not every Republican wants Trump in the party, but a large number of Republicans still love Trump. He actually improved on his 2018 or 2016. What am I saying? 2018. He improved on his 2016 numbers. When it comes to Republican voters, he got more Republican voters than he did in 2016. So obviously, he's not losing a lot of Republican support. Kevin McCarthy today in the House debate, I wasn't sure if he was actually gonna vote for impeachment, because it looked like he was gonna. It looked like he was essentially saying, yes, we should have impeached him. It's just there's 7 days left, or yes, 7 days. Let's just let it play out. Or not necessarily let's just play it out, but let's just wait it out. But the thing is, like Mitch McConnell, Kevin McCarthy, as you can see, honestly, I think that Kevin McCarthy would have voted for impeachment had this been honestly, any year, except for this one, under the same circumstances. I think that Kevin McCarthy would have voted for impeachment. But there's only 7 days left. He already hasn't voted for impeachment. He's voted to not impeach the president. He got impeached. I think it was 232. 232 to whatever the other one was. I'm not going to even try to do the math right now because there are also like 9, I think, people that didn't vote. Anyways, like I'm saying, top Republicans don't necessarily want Trump in the party. I think a lot of these top Republicans see that the nation, like Trumpism, is a farther to the right form of conservatism. Conservatism, basically, what the GOP believes in, Trump's taken it a little bit farther to the right. And the GOP, I think that people, Mitch McConnell, Kevin McCarthy, I don't want to say Ted Cruz because he's trying to stick by Trump. I think so he can run, or because he wants to run in 2024. Trying to think, other top Republicans, probably even Mike Pence, noticed that the nation is shifting to the left. It's moving leftward. But the GOP, if they continue on this path of Trumpism, is going to be shifting farther to the right. And while the nation itself is shifting to the left, as the right is shifting farther to the right, it's going to make it more and more difficult for candidates like Donald Trump to win. And they're already viewed as extreme candidates. But as people like Donald Trump are getting viewed as more and more extreme, and people like Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, AOC are getting viewed as more and more reasonable and moderate, or I don't want to say moderate, but more and more not radical, I guess, more and more normal. That's going to really hurt the GOP. As right now, Trump would probably, if he ran again, which he probably won't be able to legally run again, but if he ran again, he were to run against AOC, he would probably win. The map would probably look something like this. Maybe like that. It would look something similar to this. You get the general idea. But if this were in 8 years, 12 years, as the nation's shifting, or maybe 8 years, probably more like 12 years, as the nation's shifting farther to the left, we could see this in an AOC versus Trump election. Could see this. We could see this. Maybe that, I don't know, Maine second might go back to voting left with the Democrats. I doubt it. We might even see this. 12 years from now, we might see this. Especially if somehow Trump were to magically find a way to run again. I don't know. That's assuming that the House, that a majority votes. I'm not sure if it's with the indictment bill or if it's simply with another bill. But regardless, they already know they had the votes. They have 48 Democratic senators, maybe 50 if Ossoff and Warnock get sworn in. They already know they have Mitt Romney. They already know they have Susan Collins. They already know they have Ben Sass. They already know they have Lisa Murkowski. They probably have Mitch McConnell. They may have Rand Paul. They may have Marco Rubio. But other than that, they don't have enough to indict. But if Mitch McConnell were to publicly say that he were to vote for indictment, then they might be able to. But I don't think that right now they do. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The nation's shifting farther to the left, and if the conservative or the Republicans continue to shift farther to the right, not only like I said, the nation is shifting farther to the left, so a lot of these voters will be shifting further to the left. The moderate wing of, or the moderate section of politics will most likely be shifting to the left as well. People like Joe Biden will be seen, well, they're already seen as moderate, but they'll be seen maybe as moderate conservatives, as Joe Manchin is viewed, that are Democrats. But this is not good for the Republican Party. And I think that right now, Mitch McConnell, Mike Pence, Kevin McCarthy, these top Republicans, they see that Trumpism could that they see what would happen, what's going to happen with Trumpism, and they obviously know that that's not good. They obviously want to win elections with their party, but the problem is the Republican, or most of the Republican base, I don't want to say the entire Republican base, but most of the Republican base loves Trump. We saw what happened when Mike Pence tried to verify the results. They stormed the Capitol chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." We already know that this base loves Donald Trump, and they're not going to be able to shift this base away from loving Donald Trump, which means that at this point, the GOP are going to have, obviously, their primary season. They're going to run. They're going to try, I think, to get more moderate options. Not even necessarily moderate, just more establishment Democrats. Maybe Jeb Bush. Maybe somebody, honestly, even someone like Ted Cruz. While he is still more or less a Trumpist candidate, he's more moderate than Trump and has a better chance at getting elected. Maybe John Kasich. I don't think that they would run Mitt Romney again. I don't think that he would run again. He probably wouldn't do very well, especially considering his opposition to Trump. But they're going to run these candidates, and they're probably going to elect someone like Ted Cruz or Ron DeSantis, who is more of a Trumpist candidate, which will not at all be good for the Republican Party, because these voters are going to see that, a lot of these voters are going to see they're gonna see Trumpism without Trump, and they're still gonna view it as they're gonna view it as Trumpism without Trump, not Ron DeSantis, who has similar views to Trump. They're gonna see that's Donald Trump, but not Donald Trump, and that's obviously not good for the GOP. But the Republican base, like I said, loves Trump, and if they were to give them an option between John Kasich, Marco Rubio, and Ron DeSantis, they're most likely, I would assume, going to go with DeSantis. Also, a little side note, I looked at 2018 exit polls just to clarify this. Ron DeSantis, if he were to run, honestly, the map probably wouldn't be much different. We might see this, but we'd still probably see a Democratic victory. Ron DeSantis actually did better among Latinos and Hispanics than Trump did in 2016 when he ran in 2018. But he did worse than Trump did in 2020. But I was for a second I was like, wait, what? But then I realized like, okay, that was before that Latino and Hispanic revolt from in Florida. Anyway, so it'll probably look something like this. Honestly, actually, probably more like this. Maybe actually, well, Georgia depends on the candidate. I think if for Georgia. Anyways, like I said, it's not great for the Republican Party that they're gonna end up being forced to run Trumpist candidates because the base wants Trumpist candidates, but then they're gonna run Trumpist candidates and then they're gonna lose. I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. For whatever reason, like the best analogy that I can picture in my mind is a group of people picking someone to fight a lion, and then there's like I don't know. My brain's going crazy. And then there's like 5 dudes with like AR-15s, and then there's a bunch of like scrawny guys, and then they send scrawny guys to fight some big lion, and I'm scrawny and I would never be able to fight a lion. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I make weird random analogies in my mind. That's the best thing I can think of, or actually another thing similar to that I can think of. If you've seen Frozen 2, I know, but Olaf just repeatedly running into the snow thing and like flying out and just over and over and over and over. I feel like that's what we're going to eventually see with all this. The GOP continuing to pick Trumpist candidates, the Trumpist candidates running, them losing because the nation's shifting leftward until no Republican can really win again. I think that if the Republicans want to be able to win again, at least on the presidential level, they need to either make a stance in 2024. Other than that, 2028 might even be too late. Maybe 2028, but the GOP needs to act fast if they want to be able to win elections in the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video. After all this hectic, crazy stuff, whatever's going on, whatever you can call this, if you can call it politics, whatever's happening, after all this is over, I will hopefully be able to upload some election nights. I have a lot I have election night ideas for election nights that I'm working on. So hopefully I will be able to get those out. So yeah, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!